What's up, my metal brethren? I finally got around to recording this video. This is the Vinyl Asylum haul that I've been talking about for quite some time. I'm going to get out and just say that it's all CDs. I know it can be a bit misleading saying Vinyl Asylum haul. The seller, I guess the shop that these came from, is Vinyl Asylum. They specialize in used CDs, DVDs, records. They have just about everything. These came from their eBay store. I oftentimes can find quite a bit of good stuff for pretty cheap through Vinyl Asylum. The only downside to hunting through their I said like their eBay auctions is that you have to wade through a bunch of stuff that you would no way be interested in, because they don't separate their CDs very well and their music very well as far as into genres. They just kind of put everything all together, and you just have to scroll through all of the auctions, and you have to put in a little bit of work, but oftentimes I find that it's worth it because I find things for super cheap. As I'm going to show, I've got a pretty nice size stack here that I'm going to show off. All of these I've received, I bid it on, and I won these auctions, and they were all less than $1 a piece. So some of them I got for a penny, all the way up to 99 cents to $1. So I thought I did fairly well. They do combined shipping on their auctions as well, so you can come out with some pretty good steals, as I will show through this video. I'm just going to get right into it because there's a lot in this. This actually is a pretty new album. This came out in July of last year. This is on Relapse Records. Bit of hardcore. This is Expulsion with Nightmare Future is the name of the release. It's a promo. It's in the jewel case, but as you can see on the back, it has that hole punch and the barcode. Still worth the 99-cent price tag that I paid for this. So pretty solid release, as I said, through Relapse Records last year. Let me see. Let me make myself some room here. Next up, we have some brutal death metal. This is a band that I fell in love with last year as well. This is the name of this band is Anthropophagus, I believe is how you pronounce that. And this is their EP. Alive is Good, Dead is Better. This is only, I believe, 3 tracks, but it's a very solid three tracks. It's a very quick little EP, little single, but it's fantastic. Got this for next to nothing, so definitely glad to have that in the collection now. Next up, we have some more death metal, some more brutal death metal. This is a Cephalic Impurity with a Unique Brute Revival. As I said, this is a brutal death metal. I have a glare again today that seems to be battling me on showing the CD covers. I believe this either this band or this album was released out of Russia, but it's pretty solid brutal death metal in my opinion. Next up, we have some technical death metal. This is Ophidian I, or Ophidian 1. I think it's Roman numerals. Ophidian I with a Solvit Saclum. Yeah. This is I've been listening to this quite often. I've had this stack in for a little bit. I haven't made my way, as you can see, it had a little bit of crack there. Haven't made my way through all of these albums. There were some blind buys in this. I will talk about those as they go. This was a bit of a blind buy, but it was definitely worth. I believe this was a penny as well. Fantastic technical, but death metal. Has a bit of brutal death metal element to that as well. I'm sorry, my mouth is very dry. I've been doing, I guess, some spring cleaning today, and my mouth is dried out. Next up, this is a very interesting release. This is a member of Mastodon's side project, and it has it's kind of like Mastodon on psychedelic drugs. This is Arcadia. It's self-titled. It's a very psychedelic type stuff, but it's very reminiscent of Mastodon at the same time, if that makes any sense. It's a very rewarding listen. I wasn't sure how well I was going to enjoy it when I first started listening to it, but it grew on me really quick, and it's a fantastic release. Definitely check that out if you haven't. It's definitely something different, and it's a very enjoyable release. Next up, we have 2 more hardcore releases. These are both from the same band. This is Kin Mode with the first one is Entrench. These were both 99 cents a piece. And the CD is black, the cover is black, so it's going to be a bit of a stretch to make out that artwork. I don't know what that artwork is supposed to be on that. Very almost Alice in Wonderland type stuff. Kid mode, I like them okay. This was released on Season of Mist. I like them alright. Definitely like them enough to spend 99 cents. Let's check these out. This one is probably my favorite of the two albums that I picked up. This is Mongrel. And I think this is one of their earlier releases. This was on Escape Artist Records in 2003. This one was also 99 cents. Well worth the dollar that I paid for it. So glad to have that in the collection now. The next two are from the same band as well. This is a death metal band out of France, I believe. This is Deranged with their album entitled Rated X. Once again, it's kind of dark artwork. Let's see if you can pick that up. Pretty solid death metal, straightforward death metal on Listenable Records. Next up, this one is also on Listenable Records. This is Plainfield Cemetery. I've listened to this one a little bit more than I have the Rated X. I enjoy this one, I think, just a tad bit more. Therefore, it's gotten a few more spins. Next up, this is a straightforward heavy metal band that has some power metal elements in it as well. This is just a little slipcase promo. Got it for a penny. This is Thy Majesty with Hastings 1066. Pretty strong release. I enjoyed this a bit more than I thought I would. I've given it. I know I've given it one full spin. And I think I started on it a little bit on a second, but definitely looking forward to spending some more time with this one. Next up, we have I think this is some thrash. I could be wrong. Don't remember. I gave it a brief listen when I got it, but I've been getting so much stuff in recently and kind of rushing through these. This is a band called Prototype with Trinity. I don't remember much about this at all. I remember thinking it was enjoyable, but I don't remember much about it. This came out in 2002. This is another just little slipcase promo, and it was also a penny. So even if I hate it, I'm only at a penny. So either way, but I think I enjoyed that from what I remembered listening to it so far. Next up, we have one that I found myself enjoying. This is Mourn in Silence with Light of Misery. It has a blackened kind of doomy. It's a little bit all over the place. It has some black elements, some doom elements, even some death elements in this as well. Almost has it tries to tie in almost a Children of Bodom sound to Black and Doom, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's very interesting. I know some people don't enjoy it. I saw some pretty low reviews for this, but I tend to like stuff that nobody else likes, so I guess that's why I enjoyed this. But I found that quite interesting. Next up, we have a Christian band. This is a Day of Fire. This is just kind of a radio, hard rock, heavy metal type sound. This was from one of the members of Full Devil Jacket, I believe, is in Day of Fire. Pretty good stuff. I enjoy. I have another release from Day of Fire that I already own. Pretty good stuff. Not something I would listen to all the time, but definitely filling a hole in the collection and something that I do find some enjoyment out of. Next up is an EP from a melodic death metal band. I want to say they're out of California, but now that I think they are, yeah, they are out of California. I was right. This is Infinite Death with Beyond the Gates. This is probably one of the favorite releases that I got out of this whole stack. I've enjoyed this one quite a bit. It was a blind buy when I picked it up. Has me wanting to hunt down some more material from this band. I believe they have a full length, maybe another EP, but I think it's a full length that they've released as well. So I definitely want to hunt that down and pick that up. So that, as I said, that's Infinite Death with Beyond the Gates. When I was trying to look that up on YouTube to give that a kind of a preview list, and I kept on getting Thy Art is Murder material kept popping up because of their release, Infinite Death. Next up is one that I haven't listened to yet. I'm not sure what to expect from this. This was a blind buy. It cost me 1 cent. This is No Warning with Suffer Survive. I thought the artwork was interesting enough. It had almost a thrash look. So that's what I'm expecting. It could be hardcore as well. Not sure. But I figured for a penny, I would take the gamble on it. So I'm not even sure. It's on Machine Shop Recordings, which is a label that I'm not even familiar with. Next up, we have the Elysian Fields with 12 Ablaze. I'm going to say this is some death metal. This is another one that I got for next of nothing. I did a quick little listen on YouTube to kind of preview to see if I thought it was something that might interest me. Don't remember that much about what I listened to, but I remember enjoying what I heard, so I took a shot at that as well. I would have liked to have gone through all of these, even the blind buys, and listened to them, so I could have said a little bit more, but it's a little bit more fun this way too, because if you see something that you're interested by that I don't know that much, but the cover might intrigue you, you could listen to it and say something in the comments or what have you. So just keep on going that way. Next up, we have some more death metal. This is Anasarka with Moribund. I'm wanting to say this band's out of Russia, but I could be wrong. I know I listened to this album all the way through. Enjoyed it. Wasn't anything just groundbreaking on this. It was just straightforward death metal. Everything that you've already heard before, but it was an enjoyable listen. Now that I say they're out of Russia, I feel like that's wrong. Maybe Germany. I don't know. I know it's not in the U.S., but I'm not sure where it's from. But I do know that that was a pretty solid death metal. Has a little bit of old school death metal vibe going on. I know the riffs on that I enjoyed quite a bit. Okay, moving on. Next up we have Embrace with Dreams Left Behind. The artwork is kind of what pulled me in on that one, and I got it for $1. This came out, let's see, it doesn't even have the date, in 1997. So some older stuff here. Some of this stuff is actually a little hard to hunt down. So I've got some pretty good deals on this stuff. Next up, we have from Sepultura. This is Nation. Not the best Sepultura release, but it definitely filled a hole in the collection. I did not own this already, so kind of chipping away at my Sepultura albums. So, next up, we have Caliban. This is Shadow Hearts. Sorry that I'm kind of rushing through these, but there were so many in this. This one is also a promo. But if I just sat here and took the time that I wanted to take on each of these, I'll be talking about them forever. I got two left. Next up is one that was a blind buy. This is a band that I've heard mentioned a few times on a Facebook group that I'm in. I'm in a group. It's a metal and core collecting group. So I'm assuming this is some kind of core. It could be metalcore, could be deathcore. I'm not sure. The name of the band is Vanna, and the name of the release is The Search Party Never Came. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this or not. I haven't been on the biggest core kick as of late. Maybe that will change, and I will enjoy this. I got it for a penny, so either way, I'm not going to just be too upset. But I figured I've heard so much hype for this band, I could at least give them a shot and see if that hype is warranted or not. And last up, we have another death metal release. This is a Japanese release. Everything other than the band title and the tracks and the album title are in Japanese on this. I thought that was pretty neat that it was a Japanese release. The name of this band is Hate Beyond, and the name of the album is Perpetual Pain. As you can see, it has that old school kind of do-it-yourself death metal artwork and logo and everything on this. I think this one's been out a while as well. I can't find a date, Not sure where to look for the date. As I said, it was all in Japanese. It looks to be early 2000s, maybe 2002, 2003 release. So, as I said, it's Hate Beyond with Perpetual Pain. Haven't listened to this yet. Looking forward to checking this one out as well. That's all I've got from Vinyl Asylum. I will leave a link to their eBay store if you feel like hunting through, kind of sifting through their stuff, and maybe you can find some stuff through there as well. As I said, they do combined shipping, and a lot of their auctions either start off at 99 cents or a penny. So if nobody else bids, a lot of times you can get in there and get out with something pretty good. So I will definitely link that up. Maybe you'll get lucky like I did and find some stuff that you like. That's all I've got for this video. I have another one coming up very soon. I'm going to just lump all the other stuff that I've gotten into one more because I have some stuff from Metallic Media that came in, Redstream, and instead of just doing separate videos, I'm just going to do it all in one to knock that out. Otherwise, there's a chance I may never get it all shown. So that's all I've got for today. I thank you guys for watching. Stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you all very soon. And by the way, I almost forgot. If you haven't entered in my Transcending Records giveaway, I'm giving away a Monolith Cult CD, and I'm giving away a Transylvania Stud CD. I will link that giveaway up in the description as well. Go to that video and enter. That's all I've got. I will see you soon. Stay classy.